Hi folks, Grumpy Chuck here. I'm making a video response to Edge012, who was kind enough to respond to my video called Religion is Odd. And I've tried to make this video 4 or 5 times and run long, so I'm going to have to condense it a little bit. Edge, thank you for the welcome. It's not real warranted. I've been on YouTube for quite a while. I have other channels. Yeah, and thanks for your comments about me. I do respect other people's opinions. I respect other people in general. I don't respect, or my respect goes down for people as they scream their opinions at me, or if I disagree with their opinions, you know, I start getting called names. You know, I don't like that. My respect goes right down the tubes for people like that. Well, let's go right on to point by point what we were talking about. Number one, religion is odd. I know you agree with it. You said that some people think that when religion is mentioned, they have very negative thoughts, negative connotations, and I just want to tell you I'm not one of those people. I don't automatically think negative about anyone or anything until I see the negativity. I don't inherently think that Muslims are bad, or Jews are bad, or Christians are bad, or yeah, for lack of a better word, well, I look at people for how they are as individuals, not particularly about what they believe. You also mentioned on that first point that, and I'm looking over at notes, I'm still in the note-taking stage when I make videos. You also mentioned you have trouble with people in religions that, yeah, like do snake dances around fires, or, you know, whatever. I don't know if you take communion, but, you know, I find that practice, yeah, just as bad as snake dancing around a fire, actually. I think it's a little strange. Okay, number two, that was about someone coming back and telling me that they've been to heaven or been to hell or have been judged. And I not only checked out your video, or the video that you were kind enough to send the link to, I checked out maybe 7 or 8 others of people who also proclaim the same thing. I don't in any way, shape, or form call that documentation. I call it interpretation. Many people might say that they've been through the same experience. That doesn't mean it's true. An example I will use is people who have been abducted by aliens, or claim to have been abducted by aliens, a whole other subject which I'm not going to go into now. Yeah, they come back with very, very similar stories about what has happened to them. You know, I kind of think that they are predisposed to this interpretation, and, you know, that's what they come back with after they come back. You know, people can be predisposed from what they hear, what they read, what they see. Now, the pilot in the video link that you had sent me, he claims he was not religious beforehand, which I believe. That doesn't mean that that images or things that he's read or things that he has heard does not make him predisposed to an event like that. I just don't call that documentation, and, you know, that's how I view it. Now, the need to know what happens after death, I may have not worded that very well. Of course I have wondered what happens after death. And you hit a good point there about people being scared, and, you know, that may attract them if I, you know, saw your video correctly. I would say it is somewhat pointless to be scared of what one does not know, to the point of coming up with an elaborate story about having to live your life a certain way according to certain rules, so that when you die, a God will judge you and you either go to heaven and hell. That's just a little too far-fetched for me. And the fact is that I don't know what happens after I'm going to die, and no one knows what is going to happen after they die. They just don't. Okay, let's move on to point 4, the need to be told what to do. And I know you had a problem with this. You said that you don't need to be told what to do, and then you went on to say, but God does have His rules. Well, rules are like telling you what to do, in my view. And religions, all religions, are full of do's and don'ts. It is a absolute, this is what you are supposed to do, this is what you are not supposed to do, this makes you a good person, this makes you a bad person. I just don't follow that. I don't go along, I don't subscribe to that sort of thinking. What I do subscribe to is that most people on this earth, and I mean most people, are good people anyways. You know, they're not going to hurt other people. They don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to tell anyone else what to do. They want to live their lives. They want to live them well. They want to see their children grow up happy. They want to be happy. And that's sort of the end of it. And I believe most people on this earth do that, want to do that. Okay. You said also that I, for some reason, and I have to read this, for some reason without eternal consequences, don't want to commit adultery and murder. Well, of course I don't want to commit adultery and murder. That's just common sense. I don't need a fear of eternal consequences to be a good person. I just don't. You also spoke about a biblical basis. If for instance, a leader in your church said, this is how it's going to be, or, well, you had to go and read Scripture to find out if it was true or not. Well, that's not the place to find out if it's going to be true or not. If something is good for you, you know it here. That is being told what to do, how to think, how to act. My own thoughts. I don't mean any disrespect at all. Now, I was going to go on to a side note about the Bible in general. However, I might leave that for another video. And in the end, I want to thank you so much for being my first video response to a video that I've made. I really got tickled by it, and absolutely, it did not contribute to any grumpiness that I had today. So, talk to you later. Bye-bye, folks.